Welcome to the deep dive with Farmtips Diary. Today, we're taking a closer look at a growing burden that doesn't make headlines as often as it should. The quiet but constant squeeze inflation puts on farms. While food prices at the grocery store have jumped, many farmers are actually earning less than they did a few years ago. So what's really going on? Why are profit margins disappearing, and how can farmers protect themselves in the long run? If you're finding value in these breakdowns, make sure to like this video and subscribe to Farmtips Diary to keep up with more deep dives on farming and finance. Let's dig in. Let's start with margin compression, a phrase that sounds technical, but every farmer knows it by feel. It's that sinking realization that costs are going up, but your selling price isn't following. Fuel, up. Fertilizer, skyrocketing. Machinery parts and repairs, taking a bigger bite out of your budget every season. And yet, the prices you get for your crops or livestock haven't kept up. That's because most farmers are tied to commodity markets. You don't get to set your price, the market does. What this leads to is a profit squeeze. You're working the same land, maybe even producing more, but every stage of your operation, from seed to harvest to storage, is now more expensive. Planting season used to be about planning and investment. Now it feels more like damage control, where you're just trying to minimize losses before the first seed even hits the soil. Post-harvest, more fuel needed for transport, higher electricity bills for cold storage, and more fees just to access the supply chain. Everywhere you look, inflation is nibbling away at your bottom line. But the most serious threat isn't just seasonal, it's long-term. Ongoing inflation adds pressure to farm debt. As interest rates climb, so does the cost of borrowing. Many farmers are still paying off machinery loans or mortgages taken out under completely different economic conditions. The dream of expanding your land, now postponed or worse, replaced with the tough decision of selling acreage just to stay liquid. And this has generational consequences. Families that plan to pass farms down to the next generation are rethinking everything. How do you ask your children to inherit a business running on razor-thin margins? Then there are the hidden costs, the ones that don't show up on a spreadsheet but weigh just as heavily. Maintenance gets pushed back. Old tractors keep running because the new one is just out of reach. Upgrades are shelved year after year. And it's not just the machines wearing out, farmers are too. The stress, the uncertainty, the exhaustion, it adds up. Burnout is becoming as common as drought. The financial strain isn't just in your books, it's on your back. But here's the shift. There are ways to adapt. Some farms are already doing it quietly and effectively. Let's explore a few sustainability tactics to protect your margins. First, diversification. This doesn't have to mean switching careers. It means spreading risk. Adding high-value crops, raising smaller livestock, or tapping into direct-to-consumer models like weekly produce boxes can increase income reliability. It may take time to build, but it creates buffer. Second, smart financing. Talk to your cooperative or agribank about loan restructuring, seasonal credit, or inflation-linked instruments. The financial tools are out there. What matters is finding the right fit for your operation and cash flow cycles. Third, tech-driven efficiency. Not every farm needs a drone or a app, but even small changes, like soil moisture sensors or GPS-guided fertilization, can lead to serious cost savings. Efficiency is no longer a luxury, it's survival. And remember, there's strength in community. Farmers groups, cooperatives, and regional networks can pool resources, share knowledge, and give you more leverage, whether you're buying bulk supplies or selling to new markets. We hope this exploration has been valuable. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive. If today's video gave you something to think about, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to Farmtips Diary. Every like helps us reach more farmers facing the same silent struggles. See you again on our next deep dive.